Hey, what's up, everybody? It is donjuan, and I am back for a episode of Unapologetically for season 15, episode 1 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Who gonna check me, boo? Y'all ready? Let's get into it. So, episode 1 of season 15. Let's just say, I think a lot of people have, had commentary about the show being different and the show changing over time. And at first, some people said it got dark, and then some people said we lost people, so the show just felt different. I think that if I will go on record, season 15, episode 1 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta might be one of the best episodes of a first episode in a while. Usually, I feel like on these shows, you get into the first episode and it kind of be, okay, we're kind of catching up with everybody. It was cool. It was okay. But I felt like this one started off with a bang. Like, am I tripping? I feel like it started off with a bang, y'all. I love the editing. I love how they came into this and they tried to do something different. They tried to flashback and give it something different, slow-mo intros, all of that. I think that was an amazing way to kind of be like, the girls is back. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was a real resurgence of that. I thought the promo leading up to this premiere of this season was amazing. Shout out to Derek Blanks. Derek Blanks, came in and did some great promo with the ladies and Bravo and NBC Universal. So I thought that was all great. And I think these ladies are definitely giving you Real Housewives of Atlanta for this season. With this, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. With this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and spill some stuff that I probably normally would not spill. So for some of y'all that are waiting, like, what is he gonna tell us? Is he gonna tell us anything? I'm gonna give y'all some details that may not have made the cut of the episode and some stuff that y'all may not have known. So if you want to hear that, you gotta keep watching. Don't tune off now. You gotta know that this episode, I'm gonna give you some insight into some stuff that you probably didn't know. So I think this is great. You get to see the candy coated click come back on this episode also. But overall, I think catching up with everybody. I think it's great to see Marlo and her nephews. I think and they're bonding, and Marlo talking about the change and working with the life coach and all of those things. I think it was amazing to see Sanya. And Sanya is dealing with a lot of things that people deal with when you are the breadwinner of a family. Like Sanya is the one who, her mom has been her manager, her sister has been her hairstylist, her brother-in-law has been her assistant. You got to think about that's a lot to carry on someone's shoulders. That is a lot to carry on someone's shoulders. To be that for everybody. So when some stuff you're like, hey, I can figure out something for you to do, and you're able to kind of transition it and make it work, but it may not be the best situation. I think you start to see some of the dynamic of her family and how the cracks with their relationship because of her brother-in-law being her assistant. I think you get to see that, and it's one of those where you're like, ugh, I kind of understand it. As it relates to, we don't see Drew on this episode, so we do get to see Ralph, but not Drew. Drew has a family emergency, is what they say. I didn't see Drew for the first week, that I taped with them. So, Drew was not taping. Y'all can find out whatever. I think some of y'all are like private investigators, so y'all can find out why Drew was not taping. But Drew, I didn't see her on the first episode. Sanya's getting ready for this party, and I know that it was extravagant. I know that she spent time on this party, and I know that she spent a lot of money on this party, and so I definitely love to see it come together. We get to see Shereé catch up. Shereé is involved with a new gentleman, Mr. Martell Holt. I think this is an interesting relationship. So let me say this, and I'm going to give this as the preface to more that will come into this episode. I am a Shereé Whitfield fan. I think Shereé Whitfield has one of the most amazing bodies that I have seen ever. I think Shereé has one of the biggest brands that has come from Atlanta Housewives ever. I think that Shereé gives you some of the best real life reads ever when it just is, it comes off and she's just witty like that when she says it, like her reaction is just funny. I don't think she's intentionally trying. As it relates to this relationship, I feel like this relationship is the mastermind of a certain housewife or ex-housewife producer. I think they were connected together because it made sense for a great publicity for two shows. I do not know that I feel like the relationship is real. If the relationship is real, it is not my business. I do not care if it is or not. I'm just stating my opinion. And like someone has once said before, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I don't think that it's real. I think that Martell is similar to Peter, and Martell is great TV. I think that Shereé is great TV. And so I think that, you know, they may be cool with each other and it makes great TV. Do I trust this relationship? Have I heard what the streets have been saying? Absolutely. I've heard what the streets have been saying firsthand from some people in the streets. And I will go ahead and go on record and say, everybody be like, well, y'all be the streets, or it be what y'all be to Mama Joyce and all. Nope, wasn't any of those people. I will go on record and say that. It is a whole another person and other people that have told me what the streets have been saying about him dating other people. He can. He's a single guy. All right. I say all that to say, everybody's preparing for this party. You know, you get to see the Candy Coated Clique. You get to see Kenya come by, Moneta come by to talk with the Candy Coated Clique. And in that, let me go ahead and address this part before we get to the later party part. You hear the conversation, and I even say something to the effect of like, it's not like she's selling any clothes. That relates to Shereé. Let me say this. I can screenshot or show you the screenshots from that day when I was waiting to buy She by Shereé. I was waiting to buy She by Shereé because I want to see Shereé Whitfield go to the level that I know Shereé Whitfield can. I was not waiting on the website to be able to be like, no, the website wasn't available. No, blah, blah, blah. I was waiting on the website to be an active buyer. Point blank, period. So when I say it wasn't anything, so I'm going to go ahead and say the website, it never came up. It never came up. I was on the website before the episode and after the episode. I was on the website up until like 1:30 trying to purchase. And that is in all sincerity. Some things were cut out of this episode. Now, if you're waiting for the exclusive moment of the things that were cut out of this episode, here you go. When we are talking and I say that, they cut out the moments where I talk about how I tried myself to come into Shereé Whitfield's life about 10 years ago, maybe 12, and help her with She by Shereé. So if you've never heard this, I will go ahead and say this. I, myself, who I feel like I am an executor, you may not like me. You may not like my demeanor. You may not like some of the things I say. But when it comes to being an executor, I stand firm that I am an executor, okay? I have old logos and all where I met with Shereé. Shereé will never say we didn't meet. Me and Shereé are cool. We are, cordial. So this is not a diss. This is just the information. It was cut out, so I'm going to go understand so you give some context on even why that part made it. So we were talking, and I was like, I want her to win. I tried to help her even. Like years ago, when She by Shereé didn't work and Shereé Whitfield was not on the show, I met with Shereé Whitfield and I said, I think you should do something to the effect of like some sportswear or some workout wear. They're talking about donkey booties and all, but you have an amazing body. You should do She with Shereé or Shape with Shereé or something to that, which is a branch off, because your body is amazing. You can do like workout gear and all of it. I contacted an individual and had them create logos and all for this idea that I had with Shereé. We never connected again after that. I sent her the ideas. I hit her about it. It just never happened again. I think that the pieces of it just didn't connect. I sent the stuff to her. She never reached back out to me after that, and we kind of go, and I can't chase someone's dream for them. But I myself, and I will, hopefully try to put those in here. I have the logos, the old logos. I myself try to connect with her and help her execute how she should execute. She wouldn't have had things when it comes to e-commerce, because if you don't know, and maybe you don't know, I have a brand online, and it has done great. So I understand that it can be very tricky. It can also, you can have things such as websites going down. You can have payment processors going down. All of those things. The website going down, I'm sorry, that just, it was just not live. I'm not going to go with that one. It wasn't because it got too much traffic. Sorry. But it had to be connected to a payment processor, all of those things. But again, I wanted to help make sure that it launched, and it launched great. And we were never able to do that. This is not me dissing Shereé. This is not me saying that Shereé took my idea. None of the above. She didn't. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just giving you the facts that people have, been like, yeah, that would have happened, blah, blah, blah. I myself definitely tried to help Shereé launch years ago. I connected with Shereé. Shereé will tell you we met. But she said, she didn't get the emails that had the information in it, such as the logos, and also it didn't happen, and I didn't push any harder. But that's why I made the comment but I'm not because I'm kind of like, you could have been. I don't like when people don't live up to their full potential. I don't like when you're not doing what you can do, and the platform is right there for you, or the storyboard of life is right there, and all you got to do is pick it up and go with it. I don't like when those kind of things happen. So I did make that comment. Some people don't like that I made that comment. Some people feel like, oh my God, you're getting a woman's business. Oh my God, who's in there talking about them? Oh my God. When people say that, I think it's crazy. Two parts. If being on TV was something that I really want to do, I would be on TV a lot more. I'm not on TV like that because it's not something I want to do all the time. It's not just me looking around to be on TV. Me being on TV, when they're like, why are they showing him? If the ratings showed that people despise me on TV or that it was not entertaining, they wouldn't continue to put me on TV. Just so you know. So when people say those kind of things, I want you to understand, I'm not just sitting around wanting to jump on the Real Housewives of Atlanta or be seen, or he wants top heat, sure, all of that kind of stuff that people say. I don't want that. I'm just being honest, y'all. That's not really my life. I'm not looking to have that kind of fame in life. I like living my great life. And I don't need all of that. I'm a very amazing businessman who has numerous businesses that we provide business solutions for, and an online company. I have clients such as Candy. I'm okay. I'm okay. So that part of life it's not the thing that I'm looking, and that's not what feeds me in my life. And so it's not that. But it is good to see us back on TV, because when you come with Get the Candy, Go to Click, you get some good fun things. So you see me, Carmen, you see Kenya and them come, you see Monyetta. We were looking at Monyetta a little crazy, like, girl, you didn't stick up the last time. What is going on? We don't know if we can rock with you. All of these kind of things. They have a good girls talk where they talk about Monyetta. Kenya talks about Martell sliding in her DMs. I didn't see the DM. I don't know if he slid in her DM. I don't know what was said on that. It was gone, though. That is an interesting little tidbit. It was gone. And they talk about the streets, talking about some of the things as it relates to Martell and dating other women. They talk about that. We move to the fact of, seeing the ladies come together at Sanya's birthday party for Ross. Ross's 40th birthday. I think Ross is a really great guy, y'all. And you're able to see that prior to that, you see Sheree's friend, Courtney, come, and she's there with Sanya, and they're talking. And Courtney is saying that Candy has said that she knows her, or is friends with her. I don't think Candy ever said she was friends with her. People say all the time, do you know such is coming around? They're such friend. And that's what happens a lot of times when people say that. We'll be like, well, who? Do you know them? Oh, we know somebody they know, but we don't really know them, or XYZ. Nobody said that. But, it's interesting to hear, how she was approached with that information. And it leads into going into the party night where everybody was there. I was at the party. All of the housewives at the party. The party looked amazing. Sanya did a great job with the party. She spent money. She wanted to celebrate her husband's 40th birthday. And I think all of those things were really great. I don't think she expected the things that were going to happen. I think it is very interesting when you take some of the tidbits from this show. Like Martell is coming in, and Martell has a lot of things to say about Kandi and Todd, but nobody knows him. You're on OWN network. You're not on Bravo. You're not on VH1. You're not on any of the above. So nobody needed to ride off of Love and Marriage Huntsville for clout by calling you an opportunist, just so we are clear on that. It's okay. Believe me, with all due respect, you can get Brian off Kandi and the gang, and he still didn't need to ride off of Love and Marriage Huntsville for clout by calling you an opportunist. He didn't. Brian is successful in his own right, and he has had some amazing people watch him on Bravo when he was on Kandi and the gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody needed that. That's not bad. That's not a diss. That's just the real life. So when he starts saying things like, oh, that's an opportunity, blah, 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 it's like, okay, well, you're definitely here to be on TV. Like, here comes Peter number 2 joining the session. So I thought that was very interesting. And they start having these conversations, and it's very shady. And they're, throwing all these disses and talking about the Kandi Like crew. They're talking about everybody, which is cool. That's what they want to do. I think it's very interesting when you get to the event. And it's so much going on at this event. Everybody is there and all of those things. And you finally get the moment where Courtney, who had mentioned it earlier, gets to speak with Kandi. And Courtney is the individual that I called from my previous episode, the clucker. For some reason, Courtney is doing this clucking thing where I don't know if they sent her in with some, some chicken feed or something, because she's coming in clucking about, well, I'm just saying, like, blah, blah, blah. And that is what get Kandi ready to go off on her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why you came. Like, I get it. You want to make sure that they know you're here. I don't think that you're a bad addition. I just thought it was very interesting when the clucker came in. I was like, the clucker is coming in hot. They didn't set her up to do their dirty work. Because the thing is, I think that they come in a lot of times and they have these ideas like, I'm going to say this about Kandi and blah, blah, blah. But I will say this. If you are a Kandi fan, just as, and I'm just going to be honest, y'all are some of the most amazing fans. Y'all are some of the most loyal people. And when something ain't right, y'all will make a person be ready to backpedal and go hide in the room if they're wrong and they're doing her wrong. I think that some of these people, they're like, well, let me throw her out there because I ain't got time for them to dog me out. So I think some of them try to backpedal it, if it makes sense. But yeah, so it starts to blow up with them. Martell and Kenya, it starts to blow up because, they're having these conversations, and Martell, Kenya don't like how it's coming at her. Like, it becomes a moment at this party that Sanya is having for her husband. And I don't think that anybody was ready for it to come off like it did on this first episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think everybody was like, hold on, what just happened? This has had like 2 blow-ups in a matter of minutes. Like, this is getting crazy. And I think that at this point, when I watched this episode, I was literally sitting back like, your girls is back. I mean, I felt like this was some real, like, I was invested. I wanted to know what was happening next. I wanted to know what was said. I wanted to know what got him to that point. I wanted to know what happened with Kandi. I did come up on this moment, and maybe you'll see that. I don't know if you'll see that coming up on the next episode, but I did kind of come up to calm her down, but I didn't know what happened in between because I wasn't there. I wasn't just standing beside her. Like, I don't just stand beside her. You get what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so I thought that for the first episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 1, I thought the girls came in guns blazing. I thought they came in giving their authentic self. Shady in the confessionals. I don't know what was up with this candy wig. I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't really like that wig, but whatever. But yeah, I thought that they came in gun blazing. I thought it was really good. And I thought it set up the season for all the fireworks that are to come. I don't think it's the last time that you will see me. I don't think it's the last time that you might be mad at me if you are. I don't think it's the last time that things get a little heated. But I will say, I would love for you all to continue to like, share, subscribe on this channel, to continue to watch season 15 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And I want to thank you all for just being you. I want to thank you all for coming over here, showing me support, loving on me and my videos, and continue to support everything that I have going on, Kenny has going on, the women have going on. Even though y'all may not like it, I'm gonna be honest. Continue to support She by Shereé. I don't have anything against Shereé. Another side note is right before that event, I actually saw her and Martell earlier at a store together, and I was at the store. We spoke and blah blah blah. So it was kind of interesting when I hear some of the commentary they're saying, because I'm like, I thought we was cool, but whatever. So yeah, season 15, episode 1. The girls are back. Tell me what you think. Like, share, comment below. Please, please, please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thank you so much for watching. Unapologetically!